The Ascians are like formless beings, so I don't really know how they work. And I don't know who the Ascians' god is. And I don't know where Bahamut went.
Here.
After the end of 1.0.
Think. Warrior of light, beloved son. The darkness hath fled before the unclosed brilliance of thy spirit. Yet it lingereth still beyond the sight of men, in forgotten corners of the world. In the depths of the abyss yet resideth the Dark One, watchful ever, till this evil be cast out. Never shall the world know aught but a passing peace. Yet for the present, a gentle light shineth o'er the realm of Eorzea. With thee at its heart. From sparkling moat shall it swell to glorious sun, and all the world shall bask in its warmth. Blessings and joy be upon thee. Go forth, my child, and be as a beacon of hope for Eorzea and the lands beyond through all the days of thy life.
My lady, all Twin Adder units have fallen back to the outer perimeter.
The Flames have completed their withdrawal, General.
Admiral, all hands accounted for.
He's still in there.
Sid, has there been no word?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Damnation!
He's going to make it, I know he is. Ida is right. We must have faith. Sid, can they not be evacuated aboard the Enterprise? That adventurer and the Scions are as the Warriors of Light reborn. We cannot abandon them to their fate. Not again.
I wholeheartedly agree, but flying into the midst of that would only add to the fireworks.
There must be something we can do.
Please, Mother Hydaelyn. Please light his way through the darkness.
Look into the light, my child. If thou would see thy companions return safe to thee, reach out to them now.
There!
Oh!
I love how the light party thing popped up just as I was making my epic escape.
Yes, the hero returns.
The 7 other backloggers did not make it.
He's with him.
Thank the 12!
Thank Hydaelyn.
Welcome home.
You almost got us killed that one time, remember?
Now, we both know that was your fault.
Thank the 12 we're safe.
Mind your horns there, man-bull.
Ha! Mayhap when you mind your manners.
Though the crystal that bound Thancred is no more, I doubt we can say the same of La Habrea. And even if we could, we know that he is not alone. Confounded Ascians. Their god may be unknown to us, but their zeal is unquestionable. Suffice it to say, it would be folly to assume that they no longer pose a threat. Nevertheless...
Hydaelyn has 4 voices. Oh, those are just other languages, I guess.
For now, we must savor what peace we have won, however ephemeral. Do you see, Grandfather? Our first step towards realizing the dream for which you gave your life.
Friends, the dread night of Imperial tyranny and Ascian machination is ended. A new day now begins in Eorzea.
True to their name, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, along with our champion, have delivered us from darkness.
Let their shared victory serve to remind us of our shared history. And let their bravery in the face of adversity inspire future generations.
Doubt not, the realm will need bravery in the days to come. Old rifts threaten to divide us within our walls, while hordes of beastmen claw at our gates. And though the Black Wolf be slain, the rest of the pack remains. Yet no foe need we fear, so long as we stand as one.
So long as the Scions stand for peace.
So long as our champion stands fast. For there exists no adversity over which we may not jointly prevail.
No longer can we turn a blind eye to the suffering of our allies.
No nation stands alone. If one should fall, so shall we all. Eorzea is our shared home. For any one of us to know peace, so too must our neighbor.
Just as we join in solidarity before you this day, so too shall our grand companies be joined henceforth to strive not only for the good of mere nations, but for the good of all the realm.
Change will not come overnight. Yet I foresee a day, not so very far from now, when the lines that divide our lands fade, and all of Eorzea is one.
It has been but 5 short years since the Battle of Cartano. 5 years since the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. No victory, however sweet, can wash away our bitter sorrows. No triumph can reclaim those we lost. Yet do not presume you honor them by dwelling on the past. It was not the past they fought for. You would repay their sacrifice by looking to the future.
A future united, as the warriors of light united in the champion.
Now is the time for us to rise as one, bearing all of Eorzea on our shoulders.
5 years ago, Eorzea bore witness to the end of the 6th Astral Era. Now, the 7th Umbral Era draws to a close, yet we come together not to glory in its end, but to mark a new beginning.
Let it be writ that on this day, by the light of the crystal, Eorzea ushered in a new era. The 7th Astral Era is come, and thus is ours a realm reborn.
And there you have it. We aren't going to stop watching these credits. We're watching all of it. Ah, yes. I suppose I could mark it beat, couldn't I? Final Fantasy XIV has beat until the first expansion, which I'm guessing will probably be like, it'll probably be like November or December. I think they said they would announce it in, I think, October when they have their whatever their Final Fantasy XIV convention thinger is. Yeah, I mean, I know there's more main quest, and there's, you know, a lot of, you know, like the primal fights, and, you know, I know that the story is not over, but I mean, obviously the game is beat at this point, but I mean, everything else kind of counts as post-game content, really. Unless you buy a separate product for it, then it is another unfinished, in my opinion. So, when they release a paid expansion, which will probably be the end of this year, that's unfinished. That's how I count it. And I wouldn't. I mean, I've got this set up where you've got Final Fantasy XIV as a compilation, and the only game I have within it is A Realm Reborn. So it'll be the same with, you know, Rise of the Ascians or whatever the heck they call the expansion. You know, that'll be an unfinished. No, PS4, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I know you thought I was talking to you, but I'm not talking to you, PS4. You know, I think this might have the best Final Fantasy vocal song in the series. I mean, I'm generally speaking not a huge fan of the vocal songs. I mean, you know, I like them well enough, I guess, but this is probably the best one. No, I don't think I'm going to do 4-Job Fiesta this year because I'm only like 12 or 13 hours into Bravely Default. And I've been neglecting that as it is. And those games are too similar to really play another game like that this summer. But I'd like to get back into it next year. Actually, the soundtrack in this game is really, really freaking good. And I think what surprises me about that is that when 1.0 released, it was made into this big deal that it was the first time Nobuo Uematsu did the soundtrack solo since 9. And in fact, had hardly, you know, the first time he'd hardly been involved in a while. I think his involvement with 12 was very minuscule and non-existent in 13. And yet I thought I thought the original soundtrack, I mean, don't get me wrong, there were definitely some good songs, and it was, you know, inoffensive, but it was not the triumphant return of Nobuo Uematsu that you would have expected. And then they have, you know, the other guy who's overall in charge of the music, though I think there's multiple contributing composers. Soken, I think is his name. You know, now the soundtrack is incredible. I mean, I feel like, you know, too many soundtracks too many soundtracks, I think, you know, have gone down the route of just, you know, fitting the game or fitting the scene or being atmospheric or something, and not just being a freaking good piece of music on its own. I mean, that's what I love about game music, you know, especially older game music, is it just gets in your face and just has, you know, some catchy rhythm that, you know, is memorable. And now it feels like a lot too many games use too much restraint, and I don't really care for that as much. And I feel like this version, you know, the reboot of Final Fantasy XIV, it knows how to make a frickin' video game too. So my original plan for today was to, since I thought I was going to have to be working today and I ended up not having to, I thought I was going to just marathon the entirety of Zone of the Enders 2, and then I came to see that, oh wait, this Final Fantasy XIV stuff might actually come together, so there's plenty of time left in the day. I might get a start on Zone of the Enders, we'll see. Alright, this is a long time coming beat here. I mean, I kind of regret at this point having not played through the story of the original Final Fantasy XIV. I kind of thought it was going to be sort of a throwaway thing, but it sounds like it did a lot of good setup that led to the plot of A Realm Reborn. But I kind of wish I'd done that, but I mean, it's gone now. I mean, you can't play it anymore. So the only entry I have on my backlogger is A Realm Reborn for that. And but I was going somewhere with this when I started. I don't remember where it was. Oh yeah, about how it's been a long time coming beat. I mean, you think back, I can't believe that it was over 4 years ago. It was April 2010 that, you think even further back than that. I mean, sometime in 2009 when, I guess it was 2009 when they started showing off Final Fantasy XIV stuff. I mean, of course, way back like E3 2005 or 6, I want to say. They teased that thing for Xbox 360 that was obviously the next MMO from the Final Fantasy XI team, which didn't even end up going to Xbox because of Microsoft's policies of, they only made an exception for allowing cross-platform play for 11. But, I had this feeling that no one was, Final Fantasy XI was going to be evacuated for Final Fantasy XIV. In retrospect, well, I don't know if I would say it was silly for me to think that, but it really isn't. I don't think I knew enough at the time to really know that wouldn't have happened. But, yeah, so I thought, and I'd played Final Fantasy XI back in college, but I thought that people weren't going to play it anymore when 14 came out. So I was like, Final Fantasy XI is on a time limit here. I have to, if I just want to, it bothered me. This was really coming out of Final Fantasy 13. That was like, it sort of was fresh in my mind that, I have beaten every numbered Final Fantasy except for 11. And I considered it null because though I owned the game, I didn't subscribe to it, so therefore I did not have access to play it. But it still bothered me, so I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to see if I can, in just a few months, do some sort of quick beat on Final Fantasy XI. And I thought, I'm not even going to really say anything, because who likes Final Fantasy XI? No one likes Final Fantasy XI. I've got a soft spot and fond memories for Final Fantasy XI, but I thought no one would care if I said anything. So, but I put out this call to the backlogger that, hey, I think I'm going to, go back to Final Fantasy XI. If anyone is interested, you know, maybe you can come join me. And I couldn't believe the support that got. There was this game that I thought no one cared about. You know, all these people wanted to come together and make a backlogger group in Final Fantasy XI, and that was just one of the coolest experiences I've had through my whole time with the backlogger. And you know, a lot of the people that we met through there have been some of my closest friends on the backloggery, and you know, and so I did that thinking that, you know, we only had a few months left to beat 11 before no one would ever touch that game again. And you know, then 14 comes out and it's not what anyone really wanted. And to be fair, I didn't think it was as bad as people made it out to be, aside from the fact that there was really no content available to play. But I felt like the basics of the game, aside from some things that were designed with too much anti-cheating measures that, you know, hindered the game in terms of, you know, just making the interface laggy and stuff, because everything is double checking with the server and all that kind of stuff, and how they constructed the entire market system, obviously very flawed. But, and you know, and the design of the areas was very flawed and whatnot. But you know, it was, you know, so obviously the backloggery didn't get off the ground there, and in Final Fantasy XIV at the time, you know, and it's amazing to think that from the flawed launch of 2010, I mean, we are nearly 4 years to that point. This game is 4 years old, and it's only been within the past year that they've made it into a game that was widely accepted. So that's kind of amazing to me. It's a long time coming. And think, they haven't released a numbered Final Fantasy since that flawed launch of 14. I mean, there has been 4 years. 4 years since the last numbered Final Fantasy. It's going to be at least 5 until 15 launches. And I'm not counting the spin-offs of 13, because I'm counting base numbered entries in Final Fantasy here. That is amazing. That's going to be 5 to 6 years between 14 and 15. I mean, you can't blame Square for milking its core numbered Final Fantasies, because they are rare treats. Same with console Zeldas, really. I mean, you know, we get a lot of these spin-off, or well, not spin-off Zeldas, but I mean, but the handheld Zeldas. It might not seem like there's that much time in between Zeldas, but if you're only thinking of console Zeldas, it's a really long time between those. And I haven't really been reading the chat in this whole time. I've just been rambling mindlessly to myself. Going back to the chat, Korvac, the only reason that Final Fantasy XI dropped your rig to below 60 frames a second is because the game was capped at 30. And even, no matter how good your system was, there was always this little jitter to the game that you couldn't stop. And I think it was some sort of sync issue with like 29 frames or something like that, 29.97 frames, some sort of weird sync issue. The game, to my knowledge, still suffers through. I mean, unless they changed that in the past year or whenever it was we beat, I think it was back in like September or October that we beat Wings of the Goddess. I haven't played 11 since then. Oh, 14 1.0. Yeah. I mean, like, if I went out into the field, like, my computer at that time would run at 60 frames a second. I mean, I felt like the underlying graphics were running okay on my computer, but the interface was like, I mean, it's my understanding that, like, did all of these checks with the server or something like that, and it was just crazy. I'm Enterprise. Are you now? Yeah, I would, let me tell you what, I would be all over a Final Fantasy XI single-player remake. Like, I mean, I would hope that they would radically change up the gameplay and, you know, and make it in such a way that you could beat them. I mean, the base story of Final Fantasy XI is really not even very interesting, to be honest. Like, it's set up for what comes later, and then it gets really convoluted and confusing, and I don't really know what goes on. And then, like, the later expansions are more self-contained stories, and I think I enjoyed them much more because there was so much to keep track of in the other storylines that I just got lost, and it was like, you know, sometimes months between progress in a story, and I would forget what was going on in the story, and, you know. But yeah, I would, you know, if they, I mean, like, the base game to up to Shadow Lord in Final Fantasy XI, I would say, I mean, that should be like a 15-hour thing. And then, like, Rise of the Zillard should be like 20 hours. Like, Rise of the Zillard should be 20 hours, and then Chains of Prometheus should be another 20 hours. Then the other expansions can be something like that too, but of course all within one single released game. That would be incredible. I mean, I would just, and to have the entire world of Final Fantasy XI in there, I mean, that is probably my favorite Final Fantasy world. I mean, as old as that game is, like, the design of the world, there's just something special about it. Also, I'm hungry, but I have to wait through these credits. I feel like I should, like, get something to, like, celebrate beating Final Fantasy XIV, because this is, like, a pretty big deal, you know? I don't think I want pizza, though. Anything else I'd have to go out and get. To tell the truth, I actually don't remember what I entered my name into these credits as. Also, I don't think there is a trophy for beating the game, is there? The trophies in this game are really boring. They're like, kill 100 enemies, kill 1,000 enemies, use a hatchet on a gathering point, use a pickaxe on a gathering point, craft something as a goldsmith. Oh, there is a trophy. Cool. I don't think I used my real name. And I don't think I used my game name. I want to. My preference would have been that I used Triforce. Today, my preference is that I would have used Triforce. I hope I was of the same mind at the time. Also, Kari, how the heck did you get all the way ahead to those credits? Or I assume you probably skipped something. I'm not skipping anything. We are giving all of these people credit where credit is due. Also, I'm really surprised that the chat room is still, like, active in any capacity. Because we've been going through these credits forever. Oh, did I, Tip? Do they, we either wait, it'll either be relatively early or in the middle, depending on whether they alphabetize by first name or last name. I'm getting hungry. I don't know, the more I think about it, I'm starting to get some pretty serious pizza temptation here. I mean, I beat freaking Final Fantasy 14. I think that's cause for celebration. Wouldn't it be great if I could order a pizza and it would arrive here before the credits are even done? Ooh, there was fade on the credits. Meteor Supervisors, is that what we're called? Okay, so they are not alphabetized. Meteor Survivors, I don't know why I read that as Supervisors. It's actually been a while since I had proper pizza. So this, now that I think about it, this feels right. What do I want? I think I feel like pepperoni today. I like Domino's sliced Italian sausage. Let's get that and mushrooms. Yeah. Let me get my wallet. Oh man, here we go. All right, we're already in like the middle of the B's. When I went to get my wallet, we were like at the end of the A's. Hey, look, there's Boko Boko and Bonk Game Shop. Alright, let's see. Oh man. David started making your order at 8:03. Alright, place your bets. When's the pizza gonna come? In terms of letters. The Gundam game, Sobo, it was pretty interesting. Oh, look at all those Christophers. Christopher Lee? What? Chrono Strife? Oh, please. Hey, look, so there's a few Sids. Wow, are there no clouds? There's no clouds. That's amazing. I wonder if there's any Sephiroths. There's some Sephiroths, aren't there? Count Dracula! Count Dracula and Christopher Lee contributed to this game. Wow! Oh, we're in D. Oh wow, here's a big stream of Japanese Daisuke names. I just hope the pizza doesn't arrive in my section. I don't think I know any D people. I'm gonna burb to the bathroom. Oh hey, I'm back in time for the E's. Oh, I missed you, Tip. Oh, that's right. You are a D, aren't you? I'm sorry. If Lynn went by her real name, she might be in this section. Oh, hey, there's El Cid. I don't think Lynn's real name is the biggest secret in the world or anything, but I'm not gonna say it just in case. But if I see it, if Lynn was in there somewhere, I did not see it. That pizza ain't coming anytime soon. It's not even hit the bake phase on the pizza tracker. Oh, Lynn's name was there? Nah, I missed it. Do I know any F people? Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if you were Legacy or not, Noi. Okay, so you're about to come up here. Oh, there's Noi. I see Noi. Hi, Noi. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, you think Final Fantasy XIV launched a failure? And look at all of these people who paid subscription long enough to get this status. Like, that's pretty crazy. Do we know any more G people? H's? Do I know any H's? If I use my real name, I'm going to be really early in the M's. I'm gonna laugh if there's a Hironobu Sakaguchi on here. Hero. Hiroaki. Hirofumi. Hiroki, Hiroko, Hironori, Hironobu Senohara, Hironobu Soji, no Hironobu Sakaguchi. I wonder if anyone submitted a name like that, if like they just rejected it. I think the pizza tracker is failing on me here because it's still on prep. Something's wrong with the pizza tracker. I want my pizza. I'm pretty hungry. Let's see. I need to keep an eye out in the L's, and I need to keep an eye out in the M's. I'm afraid the pizza tracker might be wrong, yes. Jinpei from Sylph at 11 server. I'm assuming that's someone from the Sylph server on Final Fantasy 11, which was our server, our backloggery server. John. Not as many Johns as I would have thought, really. Oh, here's Jonathan. There's a lot more. I think it might be more Jonathans than Johns. Well, we've got a few Jorg representations here. Here come the Jose's and the Josephs. Yeah, I hate to tell you guys, I think the pizza tracker's flicking out on me here. Drum playing Final Fantasy 14. Ho 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 ho. Ho ho ho. Oh, here we come to the K's. I believe Karaoke said that she is uncharacteristically not using her internet name here. So we gotta wait for the L's, but I'm not gonna spoil what that is. Kashira Happy Cola. Now, Drum does play Guild Wars 2, and I believe he likes it well enough, though, one, no monthly fees, that's a pretty big thing for him, and two, Drum's not much of a Final Fantasy guy in the first place. K-Braveheart. Okay. Do, 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 do. Oh, here come the Kenjis. And the Kenneths. And the Kennys. Oh, pizza's here! We voted for Kay. Ah, okay, we're still in the K's. Got time to get a pizza on a plate. Wow, there's a lot of K's. Ah. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, that's good. Celebratory pizza. When the elves look out for Karaoke's secret real name, should you be one of the privileged few to know. Oh, I see it! Hey! I will be early on in the end. I don't give away my real name for free. You have to order a plushie to find out. Yes, Kari's real name is Lee Haxer. Hey, there's a couple locks in there. Loxalot Limblum? Lord Shadow. There's actually quite a few lords in here. Luca Bruno. No Luca Blight in there. This pizza is pretty satisfying. Oh, here come the M's. I say pretty early, but there's a lot of Makotos. Getting close. Hey, there I am. I'm in a video game. Look. My name is in a published PlayStation video game. I have truly hit the big time. Mark Bryant? There's a Mark Bryant at my work. If he was the sort of person to actually play video games, my world would be quite crumbled. Jelly Soup, I'm going to have to sue for infringing on potential plushie sales because, you know, obviously that's the main reason that people buy plushies is to find out what my real name is. Wow, look at all the Matthews. Am I going to be bad and have one more slice of pizza? I think I am. I'm surprised by the amount of real names used in this. Like, I'm a little surprised I used my real name. Like, in a gaming context, I just generally prefer to go by Triforce. Like, when I was trying the real names thing on PS4, it felt weird for the PS4 to be calling me by my real name. I'm like, that's not our relationship, PS4. You call me Triforce or Triumph Force. That's why I had to give in to having it call me Triforce, because it wanted a first name and last name and it didn't want to use numbers. Even though I'm not really into the whole number thing, I really kind of, in some ways, regret there being a 4 in my name, but it's such a standing tradition now. I mean, I'm not exactly a elite speak kind of person. Oh yeah, I remember that story, Axon. Hey, Mrs. Robinson. Mushroom. Oh boy, it's in time. Nachtmusik. Neko Missile. Neo Bunny. Nerd Master. The pizza came as it has been consumed. At least as much of it as I'm going to consume today. I'm going to go ahead and... Hey, Nier contributed! That is a unique game. That's what I will say. Yeah, I think it was ordered like early B's and came what mid K's. Do we know any O people? Wow, those were short. I'm just waiting for the S's to see how many Sephiroths there are. I think I'm going to get my dishwasher going. Look at that long R. R. I gotta say, all those final battles in the Praetorium were pretty good. Raymond Bryce isn't that that's the Disaster Day of Crisis guy, right? Isn't it? Yes, he was, Tip. I'm not positive if it was spelled the exact same way, but he was on there. The true everyman. I should have looked in the P's to see if there was a Phoenix Wright. Robert Hammond, isn't that that's the victim in case 4 of Phoenix Wright 1, isn't it? Well, Ace Attorney 1, Case 5, the victim is, who is the victim in that? Forget the victim's name in that. Satellite Gentlemarine. Okay. Hey, Horsebird! Welcome! Scarmiglian Mylan! Oh man, we're getting close to the Sephiroths. Oh, this is Bastions. Sengoku Big Station. Wait, are there no Sephiroths? There's a few Seths and Sephies and Setholzas. No Sephiroths. They probably didn't allow it. Because I'm surprised there weren't any clouds either. How sad. I mean, not that sad. I was really more making fun of them. Shaggy Dog Doggy Bag. Shapely Super Cluster. Shin, 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 shin. Bye, Horsebird! Shinra Company! Hey! No one can ever say that Shinra Company didn't put their money to some good cause. Shy Guy Darling. Sickly Mooncat. Sir Cry, Sir Cookieman, Sir Chauncey. Didn't someone see a Sir Cookieman in the game the other day? Small Reaper Sylph, I remember that guy. On Sylph, if you have a last name of Final Fantasy XI server, then that means that you are a character name transferred from a Final Fantasy XI server. I mean, not a character, but you could save your name from that if you already were using a Final Fantasy XI name, and so then your surname becomes your server. So I mean, I definitely remember a guy running around on Sylph. He was a Taru, and his name was Small Reaper. Starman. Stefan LeBlanc. Stephen Masamune McCormick. Okay, cool middle name, dude. Straight T. Aw, that's so disappointing, Tip. I remember Darth Vader, and then Darth Vader disappeared one day. Did he ever come back? Swordmaster! Oh, we've gotten into the T's. I think T's are going to be a long road. S's were a long road. Hey, Tail! You know, the Dark Fairy from Majora's Mask! Now we know what he was doing with Skull Kid all that time. Playing Final Fantasy XIV. I should have been looking for some Persona names in here. Help me out here. Are there any that we could still catch? No, I guess we could get something in the in the Y's like Yosuke Hanamura or Yukari Takeba. Yeah, the pizza tracker kind of tripped over itself pretty early on and didn't give me an update. Oh man, that was a good pizza. I couldn't do celebratory pizza for Final Fantasy XI because we beat that at like, oh man, it might have been like 1 in the morning or something. And hey, T-Bone Pandemonium. I guess that must be from a Final Fantasy XI server. And I remember we like stayed up to like 3 in the morning celebrating. Or well, maybe not that late. Whenever Tip's alarm was set to go off, you know, in France, we heard Tip's alarm clock go off without him ever going to bed. I very specifically took the day off of work the day after we beat Final Fantasy XI. I did not work that day. Oh, is Teddy on there? I missed Teddy. Oh yeah, I remember that, Tip. That's why we beat it. That's why we beat it that day, because it would have been like another week or two before we would have had another chance. And you know, in a lot of ways, it kind of came together that same way this time. Well, not to a lesser extent, I guess. It was just my beat and Karaoke's beat, and Sephi's beat for that character. Here's some there's Tri-Edge. You know, I probably would have used Triforce if they would have allowed numbers, but I don't think they allowed numbers. But it's, even if I don't identify by my real name in a video game context, I guess it is cool to have my real name in a real video game. Here come the U's. You flat out Wakure Oscar Clover. Well, okay. Ooga ooga, ooga ooga, ooga booga. Oh, the U's were short. Good. No one saw fit to name themselves after Vaughn. There's Vain Light. not exactly the same as Vane. Oh, what's his last name? The evil Empire peoples. Here come the Vivies. Vivi Orniteer Riddle. Oh, there's just plain old Vivi Orniteer. Well, the V's are pretty short. No VVVV? VVVVVV. Oh, I wonder if there's a Wesker. Wesker. I didn't see a Wesker. How sad. Winky! 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 And Winky Hopebringer! Very short X's. Here come the Y's. Let's look. Let's see if there's a Yosuke Hanamura and a Yukari Takeba. But there's a lot of Y's for Japanese names. Yogg-Sothoth Lovecraft. Here's the Yosuke's. Nope, no Hanamura. Let's look at the Yukari's. Is there a Yu Narukame? I don't know if that name even existed in Persona before the deadline for this anyway. Well, yeah, it would have. Yukari... Yep, there's a Yukari Takeba here. There's also a Yukari cat. What's the last name going to be? Is it going to be like Zzz? Like Sleepy Z's? What's Zach's last name? It's too late anyway. Zach, in Final Fantasy VII, what is his last name? Zach, I know he has a last name. Drawing a blank, though. I didn't see a Zeldinch. Oh man, maybe I need to grab my controller soon. Oh, there's Mokichi. Forever the last name in the Final Fantasy XIV credits. Oh, no, not the last name. Here's some special thanks. Are these the longest credits of all time? They've got to be. Like, is there an actual? Wow, Nvidia and Nvidia and Intel got into the PS4 credits. Yoichi Wada, Mr. Housing, Yosuke Matsuda, Mr. Headshot. Well, okay. Producer and director, Naoki Yoshida. Yay! And my search info has been updated. Cool. I don't think anyone but him could have pulled this off. I mean, he was a totally unknown person when he was announced to be the new producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV, but I mean, I still can't imagine how anyone else could have pulled off what he's done. The peoples are disappearing. Ooh, dark crystal. Is this the Asian's god?
What is it?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Dread tidings, chaos and carnage! It is an abomination! A primal has awakened!
Kaz Bahamul move.
One Azaz move star.
They have more primals?
Fanza Lokpai Ki Hats Aldorn Zur Ukudorn. We next starve Chemuv, the only cause that pose right ball.